So after the Falcons' latest loss, the conversation around Raheem Morris and his future with the Atlanta Falcons are starting to heat up. A lot of fans are wondering, is he really the right guy to lead this franchise forward? And honestly, all of that is completely fair. Now, Raheem Morris came out in his press conference and made it clear he believes that he can turn this thing around. He said he's not going to change anything major on the offensive side, but here's the truth. If this team keeps underperforming, ownership may have no choice but to make a move. And if that happens, we've got to start thinking about who could be next in line to take over the Atlanta Falcons. So in this video, I'm breaking down 6 potential coaching candidates for the Falcons if Raheem Morris does end up getting fired. And I'm going to put these I'll split them up into 3 categories. Number 1, current offensive NFL coaches. Number 2, defensive-minded NFL veterans. And 3, a couple of intriguing college coaches who might make the jump to the pros. All right, let's start with offensive coaches. First up, Joe Brady. Right now, he's the offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills, and he's been able to do a lot with this Buffalo Bills offense, which is really impressive. They've been one of the most explosive units in the NFL, and Brady is going to be one of the hottest names on the NFL market. But the big question is whether his success can translate without Josh Allen. Because we all know, when you got a superstar quarterback like Allen, it makes life a whole lot easier. But here in Atlanta, the appeal of Brady is simple. He could come in, he could really help mold Michael Penix Jr. into a star, and that's exactly what this franchise needs right now. They need someone who can come in and unlock Penix's full potential, and Joe Brady might just be that guy. Now, the second offensive name is Cliff Kingsbury. Now, I know a lot of you are going to roll your eyes at this one, but let's talk this through. Kingsbury's time in Arizona wasn't perfect. It was actually far from it. But he did show flashes of creativity, especially working with Kyler Murray. He understands how to build schemes that puts young quarterbacks in positions to succeed. And remember, Atlanta has the pieces. Michael Penix Jr., Bijan Robinson, Drake London. This is a young core that needs someone to maximize their talent. And the big question going forward for Kingsbury is on the defensive side. Who would he hire to help run that defense? That's something ownership would have to feel confident in before pulling the trigger on Cliff Kingsbury, but just don't count him out. Sometimes coaches deserve the second chance, as we see with Raheem Morris. Now let's move over to the defensive-minded veteran coaches. First up has to be John Gruden. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yes, he comes with a little bit of baggage. His controversial exit from the Raiders still lingers a little bit. But if you're talking about a coach who can come in and completely change the culture of the team, Gruden is that guy. He's fiery, he's intense, and he knows how to demand the best from his players. And right now, you could argue that's exactly what Atlanta needs, a complete culture reset. Now, Gruden has proven he can win in this league, and even though he'd be a bold hire, it's one that could spark this franchise in a big way. Now, the second defensive option is Mike McCarthy. Yes, his reputation is a little mixed, but let's not ignore the facts. He's a Super Bowl winning head coach. He's led successful teams even in Dallas, and he's managed to keep majority of these teams competitive. He knows how to structure an organization, he knows how to manage a roster, and he knows how to put together a winning program. The Falcons may not be looking for a flashy hire, but they just potentially could just want to be steady. And McCarthy could bring a steady veteran presence that this organization needs. Now, finally, let's talk about the college coaches. The first one has to be Steve Sarkisian from Texas. Now, a report recently floated around that Sarkisian might be interested in making a leap to the NFL. His camp quickly shut that down, but I think there's some truth to it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And when you look at the way he runs this Texas offense, it's creative, it's dynamic, and it's quarterback friendly. And with Penix Jr. still developing, Sark's offensive mind could be a perfect fit. Plus, pairing him with weapons like Bijan Robinson, who he already knows very well, and Drake London could make for a really fun offense in Atlanta. And then lastly, there's Lincoln Riley from USC. At this point, it feels like Riley has hit his ceiling in college football. He's had success, but you get the sense that this is pretty much as far as it's going to go for him. And in the NFL, through this electric offensive system, it could work, honestly. Now, he's a proven quarterback developer, and imagine what he would do with Michael Penix Jr. Add in Bijan, Drake, and you've got the makings of a really dangerous offense. If the Falcons want to go all in and building around their young talent, Riley is a name that they have to consider. Now, those are my 6 names: Joe Brady, Cliff Kingsbury, John Gruden, Mike McCarthy, Steve Sarkisian, and Lincoln Riley. And at the end of the day, I still think Raheem Morris has a chance to turn things around. The season isn't over yet. I'm going to say yet. And if the Falcons can get this whole thing back on track, this conversation may go away. But if they keep struggling, don't be surprised if one of these names start popping up as a real candidate for Atlanta's future. So Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. If Raheem Morris is let go, which one of these names would you like to see the team signing or bringing in to be the next coach of the Atlanta Falcons? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And like always, peace.